So in this video we're going to tool up the square tubing fixture on the small Mitz laser. This is different from a regular laser program. So go ahead and open Metacam up. Again, hit OK. So first thing is go to Part, and we want to grab the template of the laser tubing fixture. So you're under Display 01, go to Drawings, Production, Templates, and we have the Mitz laser square tube. And what you want to do is right click this, copy, and then back out. And the part number we're going to tool up today is the 8033. So we'll go to 8033-001, and we want to tool this up on the HV-II laser. It's already in here, so we'll just create a copy, and you want to paste that program into this folder. And now you can go ahead and change the name, and we'll just put a C for copy, and go ahead and open it. So as you can see, the program has a layout on separate layers of the actual tubing fixture that we have made. So this is where we're going to be putting our DXF files on. So now we need to go grab the DXF file of the actual tubing that we're going to use. So go to Import DXF. It is in the Lows folder. We'll go to 8033-5101, click it. Again, if we don't do anything in this screen, just hit OK. And so this tubing, first of all, is in the wrong orientation. It's vertical, we need it horizontally. Second, when you capture the DXF file in SolidWorks, it captures the start of the rounded edge of the tubing. So we can just go ahead and delete those. So just select that line, and then click delete, select this line, delete those as well. So now we're left with a clean DXF. Make sure that you select the entire DXF so that you don't miss a hole or a line. Everything's blue. We will go to the rotate icon, and you start with the where you want it to rotate at. So we're just going to grab the exterior line of the tube, and then you want to grab another exterior point anywhere along this tube, and you can manually rotate this tube and just click on it when you get it to where you want it at, or up here we've already got 90 degrees here. So if you just hit tab, and you'll see up at the top that when we hit tab, it tabs through these boxes. So you just got to hit it one time just so you're in one of these boxes, and then hit enter, and it will automatically switch it to 90 degrees. If you wanted to keep turning it, let's say you wanted these holes on the other end, you could just keep hitting tab and enter. So every time you hit tab, enter, it turns at 90 degrees. I'm going to leave it in this orientation just because I like these holes the way they are. And I'm going to click my pick tool at the pick icon. And I'm just going to move this somewhere sort of in here. And you'll see why in a minute, because in our other program we have, the actual laser fixture is sort of here. So we're just kind of placing this in the center of it somewheres. And we want to hit Control C with it selected. Everything's still selected. Hit Control C. We're copying this DXF file. Minimize the screen. Open our template we have here. Make sure you're in the Drawing tab. And hit Control V, and it will paste that tubing onto this layout here. Next, you want to be on your pick tool. Make sure everything's selected. Grab the upper left-hand corner of this tube. Click on it, and we'll move it, and we want to move it against this upside down L right here. And what this is, these are the stops on the fixture that we have for the laser. This is a 1-inch tube, so we can actually put 2 of these side by side. So we'll grab this upper left hand corner again, grab it, move it, and if now you will hold down the Control key on your keyboard and go to the upper corner here and just put it right beside of this other tube and let go of your mouse, it will copy that DXF file, and now you have 2 of them. And then after you release the mouse, you can go ahead and release Control. And then we're going to, since we have 5 slots, we want to copy this 5 times into these slots. So copy the entire DXF, both tubes. Make sure everything's selected so you don't miss a hole or something. Upper left-hand corner of this file or layout, hold Control, go into this upside down L right here in this upper left-hand corner, and let go of the mouse, and it'll copy it over. And you just want to do that 3 more times. Up into that corner, let go, there. Hold it, hold Control, into that corner, let go of the mouse. And we just want to copy this and have 5 copies of this in this layout. And so there's really nothing else to do, as long as you don't need wire joints on tube. They're clamped in there. The holes should all be where they're supposed to be. So next step, go to your laser tooling tab, click the auto tool button, just hit OK, and we're going to zoom in, and so we have a problem again. When you add these, you copy these layouts and place them together, the software gets kind of confused whether this is a inside or outside hole. So again, we're going to just hit delete 1 time, and it'll delete our toolpath that we just created. And we need to go back up to mark inner and outer lines. And so all the exterior lines of the tube will be dark blue, so just go ahead and change those. And all the inner holes will be light blue. So you just need to go through, click this, and okay, so now that we have all of our inner and outer lines correct, we can go back to Auto Tool, just hit OK, and now everything's correct. All the inner holes are leading inside of the hole, so it doesn't cut our tubing where we don't want it to. And the exterior tooling paths are irrelevant, and And so what you want to do, since we're not cutting the outside of the tube, is you just want to go through here, make sure you do not select a hole, and you want to left select. So you want to click your mouse outside of the toolpath, go left, and then you select all of your exterior lines. Now they show bright blue, so you know they're selected, and just hit delete. And so now what we were left with are just the holes that we want to cut out on the tube. Next step, go to interactive sequence, and we can actually select the order in which these holes are processed. For the most part, you just want to go up and down, and you want to end up somewhere up here like this last. You want to end up in the upper right hand corner, and that for the reason of for loading and unloading, just so the head and the gantry is out of the way so they can unload and load the tube after it's finished cutting. So we will start always in this lower left hand corner. This is where they zero the machine out on the corner of this tube, so you want to start here in this corner, and we're just going to go straight up and then just back and forth, up and down on the y-axis. And like I said, we want to end up here. So instead of, after I've clicked this one, my next step should be here. What I'm going to do is go down here and start clicking upwards on these, sequencing them towards this upper right hand corner. And that's the reason why I do that. So when this head comes up and it's finished, it will be up and out of the way. So now that we are done sequencing, we can check it. You want to hit the simulation button and then hit play. It will actually show you the order in which we selected these, and you can just watch it and make sure that the order that you selected is the order that you want. So everything looks good with that. You hit the eject button, which will get you out of the simulation screen. And now we're ready to write the code. So generate NC code icon, just click that. Don't change nothing here, just hit OK. And this is where it differs from a regular part program. We have to edit the code so that the machine does something a little different at the end. So what you want to do is click Edit Code, scroll all the way to the bottom of the screen, and you want to find the last M121, and you want to add a space. We need to put an M199 at the end of this, and that's a machine stop. So all of these numbers to the side are numbered in 10. So you got 6550, 6560, 6570. So what we can do is we can, between N6630 and N6640, we can put in, make sure it's capital, 6635. And so the machine doesn't care if it's in tens or hundreds or whatever, it just wants to be in order. So that's the reason why we do it in tens, in case we need to go in and edit code, add some lines. We have essentially 9 extra lines in between each line that we can change things. So we just go to that 30 to 35 to 40. You just want to make sure that is correct in numerical order, and then you want to hit space, and you want a capital M199. next, this is the last position that the machine will stop at. That's where I was saying this would be like your unload load position. And so right now what it does is going to cut the last hole, and it's going to go straight up and stop right over top of that last hole, which is still in the way. So what we want to do is just go to this 13, and let's just make it an 18. And what that'll do is it'll actually move a few inches away from the tube off of the fixture so that you can load and unload easier. Usually 18 works for pretty much anything. And then you can edit the X as well if you needed to, but most of the time the X is fine. So this M199 that we did have, we now want to change that to an M00, and that's just a pause. And these two lines below the M00 we do not need. So you just want to select both of those lines, delete those, and then you still want to leave the M30 at the end. So now if you look at this code, we added an M after the 121, we added a 199, we changed the 13 here, the Y on the Y axis, 13 to the 18. We changed the 199 that was below there to a 00. We deleted the two unnecessary lines and then left the M30 as it was. So now this code is ready to be saved. Again, you'll go to Display 01 Drawings tab, go to Production, Laser HV-II, and then you'll just enter the part number, and this code is ready to save.